It's mounted right here underneath the cabinet. They no longer make under counter coffee pots, so I'll let y'all look up in here so you can see what a mess that is in there. So there's plenty enough room to work.
Rolling down the highway, sailing out to sea. Every day's a new adventure, wild and free.
Well, welcome back. I do have a project this weekend on the boat. Forgot to tell you about it. Last weekend, our coffee pot, which is original to the boat and built in, quit working. Won't make coffee. We managed to work through it. I had coffee anyway, but let me show you. It's mounted right here underneath the cabinet. They no longer make under counter coffee pots, so I have bought this cheap Walmart mainstays. As long as it's programmable, I don't care. But the problem is I have this hardwired into the wiring system on this boat, so it goes up in the cabinet back behind here. So that means I'm going to have to take the microwave out, or at least take it loose and move it back so I can reach up in the cabinet, because I do the same thing when I put these switches right here. When I installed those for these under counter lights, I had to do that. So it's not gonna be a big deal. I'm gonna gather some tools up and then we'll see what we can do and get this out of here and get this swapped out. Now, I may have to put a receptacle in. Don't know if I'm gonna hardwire it. It's right hot out here. At least it's air conditioning's on inside. All right, let me grab my tools. Never shown y'all this, but switch right here, and I have a what I call my garage on my boat, storage unit in the back. Keep all my tools, and the grills back there, the fenders for the boat, all that stuff's in there. Dock lines, and it's electric. Check this out. One thing I loved about this boat was this electric lift on this thing. Although we did have trouble with it once. The screws came out, but I was able to fix it, epoxied the holes, and put screws back in it. All right, here we go. You can see there's quite a bit of room down here. I keep my tools down here. Here's my drill. And my electrical bag. Grab all these, take this inside. All right. We'll say this crap's heavy. All right. Back down inside we go. AC is on. It's 80 degrees when I got here. Now it's down to 71. Let's move some stuff around. Alright, see if that'll work. Alright, first things first. Let's get this microwave out. Alright, let's see if we can get this microwave loose. Gotta remember, on a boat, things bounce around worse than an RV, so you get waves and stuff. The nice thing was that it's under counter, they actually had a strap that went through there to hold the coffee pot in so it wouldn't fall out. So I've got to figure out how to get back past that too. So I know the microwave won't come out unless I remove this trim, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to work with it like it is. I think I can push it back in here. Oh yeah, got plenty of room now. Let me grab a light. Alright, now we got a light, we can see what's going on. do believe. See, I think this tilts. Y'all look up in here so you see what a mess that is in there. So that's put enough room to work. Boats and RVs, man, they ain't nothing but having different places to work on things. Alright, let me kill the power to it. Fun part, fishing it through there. Let's look at this other side. Refrigerator out. That's what I got. Alright. It's a little more slack. Got on the microwave. Alright. Let's see what I got here. Now, since this doesn't work, let's just do this. Alright. Since this doesn't work, I'm just going to go ahead and cut this off. I'd like to get to that up there. Let me get this out of my way. Brought a receptacle in case I need to put one in here. Let's see. I don't want to do this. Oh no. Let me get back with you, figure this out. Well, so far, I figured out I had to break this bracket to get it out because they put bolts through the top into this through the cabinet, and there's no way that there's a partition wall in there that's put in for the cabinet. So apparently that was installed before the cabinet. So there you go. That's part of it. No access panel, nothing. So get up in here. There we go, it's breaking out. There we go. That's what I'm after. Look at that. What a job this is turning out to be. Well, I'm back. I managed to get that out of there. Show you what I got. There's the screws and washers and stuff that came out of the cabinet. I was able to fish all that stuff out of there, so I didn't want it rattling around. So I got it out. Now I just gotta decide what I'm gonna do with this electrical. So let me. Okay, well here's where I'm at with this project. Had to stop and do some figuring out what I want to do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace all that wire in there, and I don't like the way they got it all pieced together. So I actually brought some more. I have some wire right here, and I've got it run up through the cabinet, and I'm gonna tie it in, and I'm just gonna leave it hanging out. And I ordered a round plug to fit that round hole that's in the cabinet. So I'm gonna tie that in at another time. So I'll just leave the power off for now, right? And then for this weekend, I have another receptacle right here on this wall. So we'll just use it for the coffee pot for this weekend until the parts come in. So this should be in a day or two, and then next week maybe I'll get down here and get it fixed up. So anyway, they had it all taped up. If you can see up in there, there's the wires I'm trying to connect. They had it all taped up, but if you can see it or not, I like these little butt splice connectors here. Put those together, and then they heat shrink on the ends and seals it and helps hold it together. So that's what I'm gonna put in there. So let's get these in. Move some out of my way. All right. Cut. Much to work with right there. There we go. Get a little more slack out of that. That'll work. All right. Keep my electrical bag on here all the time because I've done so many LED lights. I've just left it on here. I have to remember to take it home if I have something else to do. I have a few more tools there, so. There's a few things in that bag that I don't have at home. Alright. Get a little close up. See how they shrunk on there? That's why I like them. Fold this back. Alright, so what I did is I doubled that back and zip tied it together. That way if the wire gets pulled on, it won't pull on the connection. Okay. If they'll get it. Well, that'll do it for now. I'm just going to be putting the screws back in the microwave and just tucking the wires up in the hole. So next time I come down, we'll finish this project up. Well, it's a week after I was here working on this the last time. I'm back on the coffee pot debacle. Anyway, I have this little plate I made to fit this receptacle I bought. It just slides in there and snaps. So I'm going to put these terminals on that wire, put them in here, and that way I can screw them into the cabinet. So we're going to see how this goes. That should fix my problem. Right. Strip this back. I got heat shrink to go over them. Just crimp these on like so. Heat shrink over them. Get my heater. Little butane torch. Alright, take care of that. Alright, go get my screws. Alright. Alright. Let me see. This will be the positive. Oh, too loose. Tighten this up. Before we mount it, let's give it a test. And it works. Flux on. Okay. Now let's see if we can get this thing mounted. All my screws. All right, let's see what we got here. If you can see by my head or not, but let's fix this. Let's see what's going on up in here. There's two. And there you have it. Nice, neat, clean install. I'm very happy with that. Even though just to put a coffee pot in has been an ordeal. That's the way it is when you have boats and RVs. Everything turns into a big project. Now, will it reach? It's tight, but I think we can do it. I think we're going to extend this wire a little bit. But I think for now, that'll work. Anyway, that concludes this project. I may extend the wires later, I may not. I don't know, I hadn't decided. So, I pick my tools up, put them up, and this will conclude this video. If you like what we're doing, click like and subscribe. I try to show all these DIY projects I get into, because a lot of times they turn into more than you think. You think just taking an old coffee pot out and putting a new one in is easy, but when it's permanently mounted, hardwired in, then you got to figure out another way to make it work. And you can't buy a replacement under counter. They don't make them anymore, so we had to go a different route. I cheaped out, went to a cheap coffee pot, but if on the boat, that's all I need. I'm only here on the weekends, sometimes more than that, but generally that's it. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thank you.